What's good, YouTube? Welcome back to another reaction with your boy SuaveZayy. And today we got some more Hip Hop Daily. We got Onsight Deeda, the Gremlin of Cash Money Records. Now, most of y'all probably already know who Onsight Deeda is, because most of my audience is people who from the city where I'm from. But he's basically an artist from Louisiana. Probably I think he's from Carricker or Lafayette, or I don't know where he's from. Honestly, I just know he's from somewhere around this area. But today, I guess it's gonna be like a background on who he was when he was when them Gremlins. Y'all remember them niggas from back in, like, I think I was in like 9th grade, so maybe like 2015, maybe 2016, I think, or 2015, 2016, I think. No, yeah, 2016, I think. But if you're new to the channel, subscribe, bro. Or the 500 subs, bro. Y'all stay tuned for the videos. Hit the post notification so you can be notified when I drop a video. Without further ado, let's get into the video, baby. Oh, and I got a chicken sandwich. Let's get into the video. Come on.
Onsight Deeda went from beating murder charges to signing $1 million deal with Cash Money Records. This is his wild come up. Onsight Deeda is from a small town in Louisiana called Abbeville. Only about 12,000 people live there. That don't mean the streets ain't active. There's not much to do in small towns but look for trouble. And that's exactly what Deeda found. He hopped off the porch at 13 and started running the streets. It's not clear what kind of charges he got booked on back in the day because he was still a minor. But Deeda says he's been in and out of juvie basically his whole life. Deeda stuck around in school for a while though. He was always into sports and did a lot of boxing. And at 15, he won a local tournament and got a spot in a bigger competition. His mom wasn't rocking with the idea though. She wanted him to put the gloves down and quit boxing. So Deeda moved out and went to stay with one of his homies. His homie didn't have a spot for him inside the house though, so Deeda ended up living in the backyard shed. He didn't have anything out there and had to use a water fountain outside just to brush his teeth. His family tried to get him to come back home, but Deeda stayed in his homie's shed and ended up diving way deeper into the streets. The first official charge we know about goes all the way back to 2012 when Deeda pleaded guilty to resisting arrest and interference with an educational institution after something went down at Northside High School. A year later, he pleaded guilty to theft of goods under $500.
He would go to
In
Northside.
2014, he was booked again for resisting arrest after the cops tried to pull him over, but he did the dash. Deeda was in the streets full time, and he never thought about making a career out of rap. Abbeville didn't have any kind of music scene when he was coming up, but Deeda would rap for his homies sometimes, and eventually they made him go to the studio and actually record something. He dropped his first track, Fuck It, and the video hit over 30K views in 2 weeks.
Bro, I remember
Popping
this
off
shit.
like that ain't easy for an underground artist in the middle of nowhere, and it was clear from the jump that Deeda had what it took to make it out of his city. But before he could hop in a booth and really go hard, Deeda got caught up in a wild case that almost got him 50 years. In December 2015, the cops brought down a huge indictment against the Gremlins gang. Deeda says they're just a rap collective, but the cops claim they were out in the streets committing murder, intimidating witnesses, and moving heavy weight too. Deeda told DJ Small's Eyes about the crazy day when everything went down. Deeda said he got a call that day and someone said his cousin had been shot. Deeda didn't know what the situation was, but then the cousin who got shot called him and said he was all good. They got off the phone, and when Deeda tried to call him back, his aunt picked up and said that his cousin had just been booked on racketeering charges. Deeda didn't even know what racketeering charges were back then. So he was even more shocked.
I know all the
the
artists today getting called them racketeering charges. I think Quando just got caught up with that shit, bro. That shit crazy, bro. I don't know.
Didn't even know what racketeering charges were
How
back
y'all need
then.
to operate.
So he was even more shocked when another aunt called him and said they booked his mom for it too. The cops arrested
His
10
mama?
alleged
Oh, look.
affiliates that
I know Kendall. I don't know none of the rest of them niggas, but I know Kendall.
day. But Deeda did the race and took off running. He spent 90 days on the run, and there were 17 people listed in the indictment.
Bro, I remember that, bro. That when them niggas was going crazy with the sheriffs and shit, and he made that song, Sheriff something, bro. I remember when they made that video on the news, and it was like, Darren Carter. That shit was so funny, bro, at that time, bro. That nigga had everybody in Louisiana watching that shit. Everybody.
The cops arrested 10 alleged Gremlin affiliates that
Them
day.
niggas,
But
all
Deeda
them
did the
niggas,
race
Gene,
and took off
he was
running.
a rapper too,
He spent
and that
90
white
days
ball.
on the run, and there were 17 people listed in the indictment. But Deeda is the only one who got called out to have a gunfight with the police captain.
Facts,
One
that
of the
shit was
wildest parts of the
crazy.
story is when the police
Sergeant
captain
Higgins.
made a video
Yep.
and called Deeda out by name. In the video, Higgins is holding a rifle, wearing a bulletproof vest,
Bro,
and standing in front of an army.
Look at this shit, bro. This nigga really had the whole fucking department wanting to kill his ass, bro. That's crazy, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. Imagine the whole sheriff department after you, nigga. I wouldn't know what the fuck to do.
In the video, Higgins is holding a rifle, wearing a bulletproof vest, and standing in front of an army of cops. For some reason, he decided to insult Deeda and said,
"You think men like these are afraid of an uneducated, 125-pound punk like you that's never won a fair fight in life and holds your gun sideways?"
The video went viral and racked up millions of views.
Look at that,
Civil
bro.
rights activists ended up getting involved too. Higgins was asked to apologize for the crazy speech, but instead, he decided to resign from the police and went into politics instead.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I didn't know that. Dang, that was unprofessional for a sergeant, for real, to be talking like that on live television. But I bet you if that video wouldn't have went viral, Louisiana, whoever asked him to apologize, them niggas would have never asked him to do that. But I remember Deeda dropped the freaking diss song to that nigga.
Later,
that song was so fire,
he was
bro.
facing 50 years.
It was before he turned himself in.
That he had only been out of juvie for 3 weeks when the indictment came down. But going to real jail was a whole different world. And there, he saw dudes fighting, getting stabbed, and getting locked up for life. It was a crazy situation already, but it was about to get even worse for him. Before he was named in the Gremlin gang indictment, Deeda was arrested in connection to the death of a dude named Christopher Trent.
Dang.
Trent was shot to death in April 2015, and Deeda was booked on principal to second-degree murder. They let him out on the charge, but while he was in jail for the Gremlin indictment, they hit him with another charge for accessory after the fact in the Trent case. Deeda knew a lot of dudes who had beat cases like that before though, so he did some research and found one of the best attorneys in the area. But even though he had a good legal team in his corner, he was still in jail for 2 years fighting the case. Eventually, the charge for Christopher Trent's death got dropped, and that's when Deeda was finally able to bond out. He lost 2 years of his life behind bars already, but it wasn't long before another wild situation got him locked up again. In 2018, Chaston Guidry was shot in Abbeville and was found dead in a vehicle. According to reports, he was shooting dice with some people when an argument broke out. We don't know who escalated the situation first, but at some point, one of them upped a strap and killed Guidry. The cops didn't have any leads for a while, but in 2019, they booked Deeda on a second-degree murder charge for killing him. That wasn't the only legal trouble he had, though. Before they booked him on the murder charge, Deeda already had warrants out for simple battery, battery of a correctional facility officer, criminal damage to property, and resisting arrest. Damn,
this nigga just a menace, bro. This whole video is about him getting charged. Man, I hope this nigga chilled out a little bit and focused on his music for real. But why the hell this nigga ain't bring up the diss track he made on Sergeant Higgins? Because that song was probably his best song for real. Being honest. Excuse me, but you know them dice games be dangerous for real, bro. I used to shoot dice a lot with my uncles and my people, but I would only shoot with my family, like people I was cool with and I loved. So I ain't never had to worry about nothing for real when I used to shoot dice with my people, but I still shoot dice to this day, nigga, and I'll take your fucking money. So y'all niggas, y'all know where to hit me up if y'all trying to shoot some dice.
A correctional facility officer, criminal damage to property, and resisting arrest. He spent another year in jail on the attempted murder charge, but in August 2020, he was able to bond out. Getting out again was a huge win for Deeda. He was able to get back on the grind, but just 1 month later, he almost got taken out before his rap career even started.
Taken out?
In September 2020, Deeda was at a recording studio when shots started coming through the walls.
Damn.
Nobody knew where the shooters were, so they couldn't even bust back. And when the shots finally stopped, one dude was dead and Deeda had been hit twice. After it went down, Deeda posted a video from the scene where he was talking to paramedics about the shooting. He told them his gun was legal, but they were saving their bullets in case someone tried to come into the studio. The paramedics asked him if anyone had followed him there, but Deeda said nobody else should have known he was going to the booth that night. Deeda got shot and was still facing a second-degree murder charge, plus 3 other attempted murder charges.
What he did?
For a while, it looked like he might spend the rest of his life in prison if the streets didn't catch up to him first. He didn't let the situation hold him down though, and eventually he made it out. Deeda proved that the cops couldn't stick him with anything serious when he pleaded guilty in the gun case and got his murder and attempted murder charges dropped. Beating another murder case was huge, but his biggest win still hadn't happened yet. Deeda ended up going back to jail for a minute on a parole violation. When he got out last year, he let everyone know that the street drama was in the past. He had been
Thank
working
you.
on music while he was in and out of jail, and in 2022, he linked up with the most legendary label in Louisiana.
Master P.
Deeda had been working with a producer named Sinister for years. Sinister already had a deal with Cash Money Records, and he mentioned Deeda's name to the CEO, Ronald Slim Williams. Dudes like Slim hear about new rappers all the time, but when he heard Deeda, he knew the potential right from the jump. Since Deeda had been fighting cases for so long,
Damn, look,
he never really
DJ.
had the chance to grow his career or build a fan base. But that obviously wasn't an issue for Slim. In just a couple of months after he got out of jail for the last time, Deeda signed $1 million deal with Cash Money Records. A lot of people didn't understand why Slim would take a chance.
Man, that little, telling you, that $1 million go a long way, nigga. Better watch out for them boys for real. They fucked over Lil Wayne like that. I'm telling you, bro. If you need to really pay attention to the shit that them niggas be doing for real. Cause they could sign you for $1 million, and they'll know what they doing, bro. When that nigga probably already had $1 million before. I believe he did. He didn't seen that type of money already. So I don't know why would he even sign to them ball for that. But I don't know. I just don't like when people sign deals for real, because them niggas really be fucking over people in the long run for real. And like, don't even give a fuck about you, bro, for real, because they didn't got what they needed out of you. Once you on your dick and you ain't got nothing left, them niggas leave you hot and dry.
Right now, he's working on his debut project, and there's no telling how far he'll go in the industry. Deeda has one of the craziest come-ups out of anyone in the game, and hopefully all the street drama's behind him for good. If he keeps going hard in the booth, he could blow up for real. But if he fumbles the bag and goes back to the streets, it'll probably only be a matter of time before the cops are right back on him. He already beat 2 murder charges, but Deeda definitely doesn't want to end up in a situation like that again.
Check out these deals of the week at Walgreens.
Well, y'all, that's the end. I don't know why my shit lagging like that, taking so long, but yeah, man, that's the end of today's video, bro. I mean, I hope that this nigga stay out the streets, which is kind of hard when you're in Louisiana, for real. Because this is all it is around here, for real. Niggas just in the streets, and you know what I'm saying? You rarely find a nigga who got money and not in the streets, for real. But that's their life. I can honestly say this nigga Deeda, I don't know why the nigga didn't mention the diss song he did on the fucking Sergeant, because that song was so fire, and then he dropped it right before he turned himself in, so that made it even better. But hopefully that nigga can get that spark he had before and just blow up. Now that he signed Cash Money, you got the push behind you, so wish the best for bro. But if you're new to the channel, subscribe, bro. If y'all like these type of videos, let me know in the comments. Link down to any videos I can react to. Hip Hop Daily, it don't really matter, but love y'all. We out. Road 500 subs. Make sure y'all subscribing, bro. We out.